In this video, I will talk about Alzheimer's disease and relation of Alzheimer to aging. And could we reverse Alzheimer and aging? I believe yes, and I have some progress in it. So let's talk about this. As always, I recommend you to download this presentation as PDF file from the link in the description, so you will get access to sources of information. And we will talk about first in some summary of my presentation. Alzheimer's disease has much of the connection to my personal life. My father died from Alzheimer's disease at the age close to 90. I developed my first signs of memory loss about 5 years ago after 61 years age. And also at that time my IQ dropped to 140, and yet I'm struggling to get it higher. My other health complication at that time was nocturia, which is the first sign of an enlargement of the prostate, or so-called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. My father suffered from BPH, and I got a resection of the prostate in his time. So all these signs of senile degeneration scared me and motivated me to find a way to stop my body from aging. As a professional scientist, I started reading scientific publications instead of asking for help from medical professionals. So you see the difference between normal brain and Alzheimer, people with Alzheimer's disease. It is just some part of brain is just dying. And so we see atrophy of the cerebral cortex. Okay, eventually I worked hard and developed some understanding of the aging mechanism and used this knowledge for my own benefits. All my health complications are gone now. No, maybe I have a problem with skin rejuvenation, but all the rest inside, I'm quite happy with it. Should I mention that in the process of my research, I came to very different conclusions about what is causing aging and how I can stop and even reverse it. Yeah, so it's really interesting. So I don't see anybody in the internet which has this understanding of aging, full understanding of aging. A lot of YouTube channels which give maybe good advice, but I'm not only working on to improve health, I'm working on to extend my longevity indefinitely, or maybe to 1,000 years. So I upload videos to my YouTube channel as a part of my research. It helps me to think better and to make some systemic presentation of my view, of my findings. Most of the videos are nothing else but literature review with some of my conclusions and comments. Yes, indeed. So as a professional scientist, I always did literature review before I go to the experiments. I do experiments too, but because of limited funds, I can use only my body as a laboratory animal. This is huge risk, because not all experiments are beneficial for my health, but I accept the cost. My body, my choice, my responsibilities. Yet what works for me may not work for you, so please don't take my videos as a medical advice. Visitors to my channel made, okay, as I said, you can download presentation. And as for Alzheimer's disease, my opinion is that this is metabolic disease, okay? This is disease related to what you eat. The main factor in the development of Alzheimer is following a so-called balanced diet, which is based on carbohydrates as the main source of energy. Again, it is my opinion. It is very much different from opinion of medical professionals, but I can have my own opinion, okay, right? So no wonder that some researchers consider Alzheimer's disease to be a type of 3 diabetes. Again, if you read scientific publications, you can find some different opinion. This is why I follow scientific publications, not opinion of medical professionals or some information from popular websites. Over time, the consumption of excessive amounts of carbohydrates leads to insulin resistance. Then brain cells are starving, even there is enough glucose in blood. However, our body and brain in particular may rely on fat as the main source of energy instead of carbohydrates. Animal fat was the main source of energy for millions of years of human evolution. And in old age, in my opinion, there is no alternative but to use fat as a main source of energy. The development of Alzheimer's disease is not only the consequence of this so-called balanced diet, highly promoted by medical professionals, but also insulin and insulin resistance related to this balanced diet, but also of chronic inflammation, stiffening of blood vessels, compromised blood flow, and chronic hypoxia in tissues. Blood vessels are losing elasticity due to destruction of elastin fibers in their walls and the cross-linking of collagen fibers by sugar molecules. The brain needs a lot of oxygen to function because neurons cannot produce energy in anaerobic conditions, so they can die in condition of chronic hypoxia and low oxygen. Chronic inflammation itself is related to chronic hypoxia, as some healthy cells shift to anaerobic way to produce energy through glycolysis. Neurons cannot do it. And in time, they may become so-called senescent cells, which are producing pro-inflammatory signal molecules instead of functioning properly. So the difference, neurons cannot shift to anaerobic way of production energy. Okay, other cells can. This is a big difference. And so in condition of hypoxia, what is happening? We see all the signs of Alzheimer's disease. It is accumulation of misfolded proteins. It is compromised ability of to produce energy because there is no oxygen, and neuroinflammation because some cells are getting to the state of senescent cells, and of course autophagy failure. So while we are aging, the acidity of gastric juice is dropping and proteins cannot be properly digested. Undigested proteins are rotting in the colon with the release of ammonia and toxins. These toxins may induce increased permeability of the gut barrier, or so-called leaky gut syndrome, as well as increased permeability of the blood-brain barrier, or leaky brain syndrome. The presence of toxins, bacteria, and foreign proteins in the blood leads to activation of the immune system and systemic inflammation, or so-called agemation, which is combination of two words, age and inflammation, which in turn may promote neural injury and neurodegeneration. So inflammation is developed because of this, also because proteins are not digested properly. So we may see that Alzheimer's disease is just one of multiple symptoms of senile degeneration in our body. There cannot be a magic pill to cure Alzheimer's disease. Instead, we have to cure aging itself. We have to reverse aging. We have to rejuvenate our body, because aging is the root cause of Alzheimer's disease. So below in the extended version of the presentation, you may find literature review and my suggestions on what we can do to live forever young and also obviously not have Alzheimer's disease. Okay, so this I give you some short view of the presentation, and again I will this is 18. I used 18 scientific publications for this presentation, so you can read, you can go into details. And again, this is my research. Yeah, if you decide to follow this information, it is your responsibility, not mine. No one of my videos is supposed to be medical recommendation. So I hope you will press button like and bell button, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends and family. Alzheimer is very bad disease. Amnesia is develops after 60 years or even 50 years old in people. So it's, again, it is terrible. Okay, I tell you, I used to have this amnesia. I was putting my telephone somewhere, and then I didn't remember where is my telephone. So I was using another telephone to call my other telephone, and then only then I was able to find it. Now no problem with it. I have no amnesia. I may lose some memories about some events 50, 60 years ago, because I'm 66 years old, so maybe I don't remember clearly some details of my childhood, but
but at least what is happening now, short time memory works perfect, no problem. Okay, and IQ again, I hope it works. I have to measure, maybe I have already IQ better than 140. Okay, have a wonderful day. Ciao ciao.